We've told you about Albert Morandi Banner. He's the Mississauga man who, he and his dad came to this polling station here to hopefully get some days helping out with the election, of course, that is coming up. And he said the interview was going extremely well. Then he mentioned he was visually impaired. And he says at that point, that the person who was doing the interview and suddenly just turned to his dad and would only ask questions of his dad, even if the questions pertained to him. Now, what made this whole situation even worse, this was last week, was when he found out that his sister had actually got a better paying job than him in the same spot.
I'm happy to educate and I'm happy to work with people. That's not something that I have an issue with, but I need some small modicum of respect, right? I need you to be willing to work with me for us to be able to have that conversation, to be able to say, hey, could you read this, this piece of paper that I'm passing to you? No, I'm afraid I can't. Or just a moment, let me grab a magnifier, right? That level of conversation needs to be there.
Now, Morandi Bonner says he told her he'd be happy to provide the equipment he needed to do the job, but it made no difference in the interview. In the end, he says rather than 3 days of work, he was given 1 day at lower pay. Now, we reached out to Elections Ontario, and they issued this response that reads in part, quote, accessibility is one of Election Ontario's core values, and we are taking the issue very seriously. We are currently looking into this incident, and we'll be following up with the applicant and his family as soon as possible. Yeah, his sister's involved in this as well.
Were you qualified for the other positions that you were looking for?
Easily. So, just to give you a sense, my younger sister went in the next day. And don't get me wrong, it's not like she's inexperienced or anything like that, but she's in university right now. I have significantly more experience. Actual work experience than she does, and my work experience has been in administrative type roles, and customer service type roles, which is exactly what this is.
We'll be following up with Elections Ontario with their investigation. So far, no promises have been made to Morandi Banner about improving the position he has been offered. Now, this story came to us from a viewer. If you have a story to share with us, here are all the ways to contact us.